Today's subject is it's a very impolite to my mother. However, the subject is my mom become ghost. While my mom was alive, one of her hope was live without the pain. She got constant sicknesses and sickly in life. And one of the her symptom bother her was sometimes she could not breathe. Then the only way to her is she go outside and try to find out a direction to wind blowing. Then she that's the way she relieve her that kind of a symptom. And she said she's almost in suffocate that she could not breathe well, but even though I tried to help her, but I could not know either. And she went to emergency room many times because of that. But over there emergency room we don't know. Then she tried to get her life read the Bible, then try to live according to Bible. Then when she read Matthew 5 verse 23, Matthew 5 23 to 24, it said therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go, be reconciled to them, then come and offer your gift. She came from Korea, and then she got the citizenship in the United States. Then because of this, she went to Korea on purpose to talk to them. Then she got the her own money to buy the airline ticket, things like that. However, when I realized that Genesis is a fake, that's mythology, then so I told my mom that Mom, unfortunately there is no heaven and hell. Then she accused me that why you think you are the only one who knows about the Bible? I never heard any reverend talk just like you do. And on the top of that, I have a pain all my life, so I do not want to get the pain anymore even after I die. So therefore, I really want to go to heaven. And then who cannot argue about that? And then she passed away at 97 years old. However, when she became 90 years old, then she could not drive, and then there is no one to take her to the church. And on the top of that, she could not walk, so she could not go to church anymore. So she, becoming absent, in Lord's Day on Sunday. Then, once in a while, that church people, came to my mom, and then they, read the Bible, sing, hymn, and worship in a home. Then on the at the end, like during the coronavirus, that nobody come to over there either. And then this is I do not say all the church, but on my mother's case, she could not contribute money anymore. She could not work anymore either. Then almost almost like 7 years that nobody show up to pay attention to her, and she did not want to funeral service from her own church either. And many people some agree that you don't pay the money to church, nobody pay attention to you. Then however that my mother's I want get the funeral service by a pastor. So I asked one pastor whom I know, ask them, then why don't you do the service, funeral service for her? So they came to while she was alive, and sing a song, as usual. Now, when she passed away, there is something funny thing happened. So I went to her room and tried to organize things. And she had cookies. She used to love, and then sometimes she could not eat well. Then at night she eats something cookie. Then when I went to her room, then if I don't see her cookie anymore, then I buy, then leave that in her room wherever she can reach well. So she could not come down from the bed, so I just left a cookie where she can reach. Then when she passed away, there's so many cookies, even unopened one. She hide, somewhere, nobody cannot see. And then, when that is one of the habits that all the people, try to hide, their belongings to, somewhere. Now, because there are many cookies in the unopened one, so I ask my people whom I know that do you want some cookie? This unopened one, and they say, yeah, my children take it. So so I gave them a cookie to the people I know. Then one time that patient come over, and then then suddenly the cotton is a very thick cotton. Then it's rain just like that. Let me show this one, and like this, just like this. Then wow, what happened? So I thought it may be maybe that the window open, that the window blow, then this is it's blowing. Then I even went to downstairs, whether basement window is open or not, and but nothing open, and but the cotton is just moving like that. Then I knew now, a few hours later, oh, my mom became ghost, unfortunately. But it's not unfortunately, because she wanted to go to heaven. She could not go to heaven because there is no heaven in there. Then she become upset because her, cookies disappear. And I heard about this kind of story that let's say some lady went down in the basement. Then but I don't know how to use it. Or mommy only wash everything for me. Then I don't know how to use it. Mom, I need you. Then suddenly that washing machine begins to started. And sometimes people drive the car. Then the car engine stopped. Then took out jump cable out and Dad, I need you. Then suddenly the car is starting to run. And then one of the mechanics saw that she just hold jump cable here, but engine start up. So we see this very strange thing. We cannot understand how come. So I went to bed and I started to talk to my mom. Mom, as I told you, there's no heaven. So you don't have to stay here anymore. Don't put the lingering thing in this world. Now, if you see your mom, my grandma, greet you, or your husband, my dad, greet you, follow them. You gotta go to the place you should go, and however, don't expect there's a heaven anymore. And since then, that kind of thing never happened again. So when I mentioned this story to one of my a person who is a Jew, and oh yeah, things happen in our society. I don't remember exactly 7 to 10 days. So this kind of phenomenon happened to many places all over the world. Not only to my cases, but all over the world. And but this kind of thing never happened when my father passed away. So this is my opinion only. Okay. When you think your mind is lingering, in this world more, then this kind of things happen more. I know this is a very impolite and bad manner to my mother, but I really want you be cheated anymore because of heaven and hell. Even though you could save, but you cannot go to heaven because there is no heaven. Now, why I say that is Act 2 verse 34. Read this one, please. For David did not ascend into the heaven. David could not go to heaven. How could you can go to heaven? Who is David? David is for my own heart. David could not go to heaven and you could go to heaven? So, until Jesus come back and resurrected, there can be heaven and hell. And on the top of that, there is a may say that, okay, when you die, we go to heaven. But that's nothing exactly, okay, you go to heaven, 30 minutes, into the heaven. Don't lie. Please, all the reverend, listen to this. Don't lie anymore. And then, 30 minutes, after you die, it'll be hugged, God's arms. No. Until Jesus passed away, until now, no one go to heaven because David did not ascend to heaven. So now when I watch some movie, scary movie that they do some kind of offering to the dead, then there is a candle, then flickering like this, then a dead person came over. That's why why the candle is flickering like that. So. I'm sorry. We try to go to heaven, but until Jesus comes, there is no heaven and hell. Why? The Catholic Church made purgatory, which is not written in the Bible. Why do they make that? When you think about it, then all those one is, all the religion is based on try to make a fear to you. Then, collect the money. That's not only Catholic and Protestant. It's all religion are based upon same ground. Thank you so much for your watching.